Just a heads up, this episode includes first a review of the movie Seoul Vibe, followed by audio of us as we watched the film. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Sung Ray.
I'm something else.
Here at Black Girl Seoul, a podcast where we discuss the Asian dramas we love from a black female perspective. We are looking to be entertained, to learn about other cultures, and share our passion for these shows. Welcome.
Well, okay. It was what it was.
So, how would you rate it?
I'm gonna have to say I think I'll probably give this a 7.
A
7 out of
seven
10.
to a solid C.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
because they built it up real nice, but then the ending just didn't stick the landing for me.
yeah, it just started to get boring for me. I don't know. I think I'd have to think about it some more, but not too much. It was just like a funny movie, but I bet it could be forgettable. In
Yeah.
two
Oh, yeah.
weeks, it's forgettable for me. And while I was watching all the car scenes, I was like, well, it's not like an American Fast and Furious type thing where they throw millions at it. And not to say that they didn't throw millions at this, but with American action films, you get so many bells and whistles and blow ups and all this stuff. And it's like I like that they kind of kept the some of the driving scenes lean a bit, just but it was more comic-y than anything else. And I don't know, it was just okay. It was
Yeah.
okay.
That's why I says a 7 out of 10 because I don't feel like it was terrible. Like I said, it had some good parts. It made me laugh. It, had cool actors, people, the clothing, the style, the flavor was there, but just the actual plot itself didn't do it for me.
Right. And the thing is, it definitely wasn't going to be an A. So for me, it was fighting to be a B. A B to me is it had a few little misses, but by and large, it was striving for an A and it just missed it. The ending didn't land. So if the ending alone hadn't landed, I would have been like, okay, a B. But it's a C for me because I don't know, it felt forgettable. Like I feel like a month from now, I'm going to be like, did I see Soul Vibe? Okay, this is one of the things that makes me really like a film, even when I know it's silly and it's an action film and all that stuff. When there are memorable moments, when there are memorable gags, and I didn't really feel like there were any kind of over the top memorable gags. I'm referencing Fast and the Furious because it's action and because it was over the top and because it was an ensemble, right? And so you didn't see this, but the final sequel and they may very well do another one, it was at one point, two of the guys were in space and the fight scenes were over the top and they were inventive. Not the fight scenes, the driving scenes were very inventive. It's like I can get with going over the top, but be inventive about it. Do something different. And they did stuff in this one, but I don't know. It just, maybe it was my sensibility about action films. Maybe I think I was secretly hoping it'd be a smidge more serious initially. Like, like
Yeah.
almost spyish.
And
And this,
even if it wasn't spyish for me, I think my malfunction and where I got my was that the story began to fall apart at the point where they were, beginning to have as we talked earlier about the shoe dropping. Well, the shoe dropped, but they didn't handle that correctly. It's like they kind of again do what I feel like a lot of Korean movies and sometimes dramas do is they try to rush the end to get it all tied up and together. And when you try to tie every little dot and knot up, but don't tie it together where it makes sense, then you've lost me. And that's my malfunction. I'm always looking for it to be a little smoother. And it was like, oh, he perfectly, uh, you know, knocked out old boy and then he blew up in the car. What? That was too easy. Then for her, you left her in a plane and then she was, I guess they found her where she landed. Like, come on, who knew where she was going? Like,
right.
it was just too much. I couldn't. But, hey, it is what it is.
Right. And like I said earlier, the lack of continuity applies to both like the lead characters, but also to the villains. If you build up villains to be on a particular level and then they end up just being silly or easy to conquer, I'm like,
Hmm.
no, that's a lose. That's a lose. Because you've been building this person up to be like a bad mamma jamma. And then all of a sudden you get to the end, they couldn't even shoot straight. Like, okay. You could have come up with something better. I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
I know it's notoriously hard with action films sometimes because I think writers kind of veer in one direction versus the other and then they're not balanced. Just kind of like when you watch films or movies that are based on comic books, they'll focus so much on the action sequences that you don't even get good storyline. And I think when you have a movie like this one, they're so busy trying to make that joke, but I didn't feel like the heart was there completely. I thought it was okay. I liked the ensemble piece for the most part. One of the characters, that older guy, that was part of their crew, he kind of seemed a little bit out of place because of his age to me. Something about him just felt like, dude, you too old to be hanging out with them. you know? So, but that's just like a personal observation. They were 24 and he's like 32. Like, dude, you could be doing something else, because he said at one point he paid his taxes. I was like, dude, you need to stay on that straight and narrow because they in the streets being silly. You're like, mm-mm. What did you think?
No, I mean, I'm gonna have to agree. I just feel like it didn't do what I wanted it to do, and at the end of the day, it was interesting to watch. I'm glad I got to see the group because I did enjoy the group that was built, the ensemble as you're calling them. I enjoyed them. Um, I don't know. It didn't do what I was, I guess, hoping for or looking for it to do. So it was a movie.
Right. It was a movie. And here's the thing, I'm comparing it to Space Sweepers, not to take anything away from this film, and not just because they're both South Korean films, but because they're both ensembles. They both included a lot of action, they both had comedic elements. And so Space Sweepers was an A for me because the storyline was there. The bad guy was sufficiently bad enough. There was a little bit more gravitas to that than this. And I think this film is supposed to be a comedy. It's supposed to be silly. Maybe the genre is just not for me. Maybe that's what it is. I thought I was an action film, somebody or other. You see, I keep on referencing Fast and the Furious. I do like action films. I just saw the one with Jamie Foxx. I think it's called Day Shift. I don't think it's Night Shift, but I'm not sure. I think it's I forget, but I think it's one of the shifts. And that was a lean movie, but it was funny. And, some people didn't love it, but I forgive a lot in a film because it's an action film. You can't expect the actors to be good actors. Oh, okay, it's an action film. Well, okay, as long as they're a little bit funny. I don't need the very creme de la creme best of the best. But when I was watching this, I don't know. I think that if the plot had been tighter,
Yeah.
if they had focused a little bit more on clicking in those story points a little bit better, then it would have been definitely a B, if not an A.
Yeah, and I feel the same. I think that for me, if the plot had done a little bit better job, and to me, it started off again, I'm going to say it started off well, but about midway point is when I felt like, oh, here we go. Y'all are starting to mess it up because he was able to get with old girl. And it was just a few things that just made me go, I don't know about this. What y'all doing?
Right. Well, we did this watch party just to watch it because we were both going to watch
We
the
were.
film. But I think this has turned into a podcast episode because I surely am going to go back and clip out the dead air and the silent spaces. And since we talked about it at the end, I think this will be an episode. So,
Yeah, why not? And I was about to say, at the end of the day, I am a UIN fan, and so I was really happy to just see him in another production. He did a good job, in my personal opinion. I liked his character. I liked how he acted it. Um, I enjoyed, like I said, the ensemble, as you're calling them. I enjoyed them. I think they had a good vibe together and how they worked together. I even enjoyed the bad guys because they were bad guys, but Just how they ended with the bad guys was just my problem, and how, it just didn't kind of flow from where they built them up to be. So overall, 7 out of 10. I am not going to 100% knock it. I just wish the writing had been a little bit tighter.
Well, one of the observations I had about UIN was that, he didn't look like, I've always considered him to be like, I haven't been like, a diehard fan of his because I don't think I've seen a lot of his dramas. I've known him because of the one or two dramas I saw him in. His swagger was crazy, crazy, crazy swagger. But when I saw him in most of this film, I didn't even think he was more attractive than, I can't even say his name, but the other guy who I dubbed
Lady
Lady
Killer.
Killer.
Hmm.
Yeah, or Ladies Man. I almost felt like they should have switched characters.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Well, I understand that UIN is the lead and the alpha in this. Very attractive. He's the draw. I get that. And the other guy was a bit of the sidekick, right? He wasn't like completely the full lead. He was mostly lead. But UIN did not get attractive. He did not give off the same swagger and attractiveness until 75% of the way through. He looked okay. He's not an unattractive guy. Something was up. Like, his head was too big, and Lady Killer had a puffy face for part of the movie. I was like, dude, I don't know, your face too puffy. And it wasn't like, a big dude or anything like I'm coming for him, like, oh, he's overweight or something like that. It was like he drank too much, and and his face was puffy. And towards the end, they both got a little bit more attractive. I don't know. What do you think?
Um, I I personally disagree because I think that UIN's character, I think he played the character very well, and the reason I say that and how why I feel this way is I think he is a very versatile actor, and that's what I
Hmm.
like about him is that he's able to play different types of characters, and he's not like pigeonholed into a type for me. In that, I think he was the stoic lead of the group. He was the one who, set the boundaries, told them where they were going, how they were doing it. And even when he said he was leaving, he didn't leave because he knew the repercussions that could happen to his team. So he went on ahead and he came in and did what he does, saved the day. And so if it worked for me, his character worked for me, him playing that character worked for me. The other one, the one you're calling Ladies Man, Lady Killer, his name is Go Kyung Pyu, and I'm
Yeah,
just
see,
gonna say it. I might be very wrong, but hey, him,
no,
I
no,
feel
no.
like
That's what I would have. That's how I would have said it. And I was like, pew, pew. I don't want to mess that up. Let me like not do anything.
yeah, I'm like if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me because y'all know we're trying. We over here trying the best we can. But in which case, I feel like his character he was perfect for that character because he was the one who was able to play the slick ladies man, the DJ, kind of being conspicuous here, there, and everywhere. And also when he saw the lead character, UIN's character, kind of falling off, he was able to come in and try and like pick up the pieces and let's go, let's make it happen. Him getting caught was also perfect for his character. So like when I've seen him in other dramas and movies, he's this just fits who he is for me. So I don't know. I think both of them were casted correctly. I don't. The casting director gets points for me because I think everybody was casted just as they should have been to do what they needed to do in the drama. I just, again, I feel like if we gonna point a finger at somebody, I'm pointing mine at the writers. The writers needed to tighten up.
They're definitely talented actors, and they definitely did their job. It's just for a second there, like the scene when they were in the room together. I just felt like they should be flipped for a second because I felt like Lady Killer, that actor playing the kind of cautious one, like kind of made sense to me versus UAN playing like the bravado one and the one who wants to keep going. It's like I could see it flipped. But I totally agree with you. There was a long movie too to like
Yeah,
maybe it could
yeah.
have been shorter. Maybe I'm becoming worse as a viewer. I mean, I enjoy a longer movie. I enjoy epic films too. But anyway, it's a film. We'll forget about it in 2 weeks. Look at me trying to make it deeper than it is. When you consider the man versus man, and when you consider man versus car, let's look at the. No, it's not that deep. Okay, so this is Black Girl Soul. and we have just watched Soul Vibe and done a review of it, and we hope you enjoy it. I'm something else with
Song Ray.
Have a good one. Hey listeners, here comes our play-by-play audio of Sungray and I while we were watching the movie Soul Vibe. Enjoy. Okay, well go on and get it started then. I'm gonna go on mute.
I am as well, so you don't hear the sound.
Right.
Okay.
I hope this is their version of Fast and Furious.
I kind of feel like it is. Woohoo! You are in. Girl, they not smuggling guns, are they? What they doing?
Yes, they are. Those were only guns. I hope that baby don't pick up a gun.
Don't that one in the red thing look like a bit like Marky Mark? Not Marky Mark. Shit. It's an American actor.
I don't even know what generation you're talking about.
It's gonna take a second. I'll figure it out. Hell to the no. Oh, they not gonna worry me.
I mean, I knew they were leaving, but damn, they left all this stuff.
I know. I thought they grabbed their things, but I guess not. They started that joint up like it was finna for real go somewhere.
I swear we should count the number of product placements. There was McDonald's, there was just Hyundai.
Seriously, because they do have a lot. Or Bonnie means brother. Why did they cut that off in the translation?
I don't know, because that wouldn't matter.
Hell no to the Soul Train.
That was sick.
Girl, this whole thing got me tripping.
They're hip hop heads. That's for sure.
Girl, for real, for real. Not for the ladies.
What kind of homeless suckers are they? Don't they have a room and a real bed somewhere?
Because in my head, I figured that place was big enough for it to be some beds or something. Yeah, you're right.
I'm missing some historical significance that he is a part of.
I'm just kind of wondering if this has something to do with the split from South and North Korea and maybe that. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
No, because North and South Korea split in not 1945, I think. But let me make sure.
I paused. So the reason I said that is because this is 1980 and 80 something. In 1980 something, my mind is saying maybe they still had remnants of people who were from North Korea still trying to run it like it was the unified Korea concept. You get me? Because they called him the dictator. So that's what made me say that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just completely guessing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure given how Korea everything is working, it's yeah, because it says I'm looking at the History Channel, like one of their pages, and they're saying in August 1945, the two allies in name only divided control over the Korean peninsula.
Right. See what I'm saying? So if that was just a name only, think of how long it truly took for them to officially split and separate out the two different parts.
Right, right.
So that's that. I'm just thinking in my mind because they used the word dictator. Had they called him something else, I might be thinking something else. But because they called him a dictator, I'm like, dictators. You think South or North Korea? So I'm wondering, is this man still trying to like run it like it was prior to the split? I don't know.
Right.
And he's older. It's not like he's their age. He's an older man.
Right, right, right. That's true.
So
Okay.
I don't know. We just guessing here. We will see. I'm clicking play again. Okay, what is he manually pumping?
You know how like today when you watch Fast and Furious, they automatically have accelerators in the car. It's the
Yes,
it's
yes.
the 80s. They have to like manually do that crap.
I got it. I got it. Yeah, they illin' for real.
That dude really thought she became a cop.
No, she was interference for them.
He's funny and stupid. And I'm right behind him.
How the fuck he
I thought he
expect
was
them to
gonna
work?
give him a car. I didn't think he
Right.
was
How
gonna
you
play him.
expect them to work if you don't give them a vehicle to work with? The hell?
I like the little details, like they're not gonna use a regular electrical switch.
Keeping it true to the era.
Right.
Not he finna give them some bullshit.
He is, because they can't walk in with really nice cars. Him telling that dude that he might get hurt, I bet that's foreshadowing.
Marky Mark. Dude reminds me, I think that's his name, Marky Mark.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, that's who he reminds me of.
You said it before.
Well, I guess I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like you said it and you were like, no, no. And then I was like, okay. They're going to make a mistake and get caught with, oh boy, and the jig's going to be up. Because they're not supposed to know him.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little concerned about them because don't they think they're being followed? Like that part is what's making me go, y'all not being wise. I just feel like in my mind, y'all don't think y'all being followed. If you already know the man don't trust you, y'all should keep y'all distance. Y'all could call each other on the phone, and meeting up with that other dude is also not a good idea because hell, he gonna see.
But you know what? It's like they established from very early on that these guys are not cautious. They're not cautious when they got home and were at the airport. They weren't cautious when they got drunk. You know you're going to have to start working the next day. And these folks look like they will kill you. Why you get drunk? Over and over again. It's like they're luckless losers. A gang of goofies.
Yeah,
To
even the way they
suspend.
dress.
Exactly. I think it's on purpose. I don't think there's like huge disdain towards America, but they're clearly
Hmm.
countercultural. They're clearly
Right, right.
out of step because everything about them is we're having a good time, we got toys, we're hanging out. Everything about them is not serious. The guy who's working there, he's so close to everything. If they don't kill him, they're gonna beat the crap out of him at the very least. And this
Yeah.
and this movie feels too long. Like it reminds me of an 80s movie for real.
An old girl who's right here with them now, who just gave them this apartment as their bonus, she is even like, because I think she probably sees way more than what we think because old boy keeps stepping up to her. He put the umbrella over her head, so you can see he's pushing up on her. Eventually, she gonna take note. Just
Or if
gotta
it's
keep.
a setup from the get. Because he may have some swagger or whatever. She hasn't been next to that woman without being smart. That may be her assignment. They may even know what's up with all of them and the cops. These folks are not dumb.
No, they're not.
So
No, they're not.
I don't think they're going to let them live.
No, because they're giving them too much, and even let them up the price that they already suggested. They just gave them an apartment, and I'm just like, yeah, yeah, you might be right. All their heads might be on a chopping block.
Right. They're loose ends. If these people are trying to like transfer their money out so they can duck out, these guys are a loose end and they're so silly. Who would trust them?
Yeah. All right, we going back in. See, it's like she was listening to them as they were talking about the apartments across the street. You get what I'm saying? This shit is making me nervous. But moving on, I'm a push play.
I want to think that the fearless leader, the one in red, I want to think that he at least,
UIN.
yeah, I want to think that he at least knows something's up. Like,
Yeah,
look at his
because
face.
he's not excited, and look how he looking.
Right. Okay. Pause it real quick. Pause it real quick. Do you think it is a coincidence that the song right there sounds like Beverly Hills Cop? Dun,
Ah,
dun, dun, dun. Like, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. It doesn't just give me 80s because it's set in the 80s. it gives me 80s because it does kind of remind me of that kind of silliness. But like something you would see Eddie Murphy in. Anyway,
Yeah.
they got caught on TV
Yep. Tripping.
with old boy. Girl, they
Yep.
watching them.
Yep.
Girl, they're gonna get killed.
And too stupid to realize it's a problem. And here we go.
That's on purpose. I knew when he was too slow.
How can he not beat these trucks? Oh shit.
Oh shit, they're in trouble. They did that on purpose.
You damn right they did. Oh, it's the old boy. Because he saw the news. Oh, he crazy for fucking real.
They needed that reality check because we were just talking about how reckless they are.
Real talk.
He doesn't look as cute as he has in other shows. Not like he was like super fly, but he don't look right.
Yeah, I've never found him to be that handsome. Like, he's cool, but yeah. Well, hell no, he did it.
Him getting some ass is not like some kind of big deal. He's gonna die, and they're gonna find out that she playing him. Cause come on, it's South Korea in the 80s.
I
I mean, I'm
agree.
not saying that like people weren't in them streets. I'm just saying, I feel like she's a plant. You may have remembered, but I forgot that Lady Killer and the lead were both in Chicago Typewriter.
Lady Killer?
Dude who just slept with chick.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They sure were. UIN and this dude, yeah.
Right.
They sure were. Because that was his ghost.
Pause real quick. Pause real quick. Let's guess how we think this is gonna go. We're at the midway mark or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I think dude is gonna be like, I'm out, I'm leaving, and then his friend's gonna get killed. So then he's gonna come back in because he's gonna want revenge. Then he's gonna get extra amped up on his super kick, mastermind kick, and they're all going to want to avenge their friend.
You could be right. Because you keep killing off folks. I'm not sure that I think anybody's going to die. But something is going to cause him to reflect or revert his thoughts because him saying I'm not into vanity, I got a dream means there's something he wants to see done or something he wants to do, and he's not willing to take this route to do it. So something is going to cause him to push his dreams back, and yeah, it is going to be one of his friends. I'm thinking maybe somebody gets kidnapped, maybe old dude does get caught and they capture him. I don't think they're going to kill him though, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, there are variations. I'm just waiting for the
Yeah,
other shoe to drop. Even if they don't outright kill him, they're at least gonna like out them all and say, "We know what you're doing. We know that you're working with that cop. You're between a rock and a
yeah.
hard place. You got to finish this, or we're gonna kill your friend and we're gonna kill y'all." It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. Anyway,
That, or it could be the police because the policeman told him don't walk. Basically don't walk out of here. You got work to do, or you could go to jail. So I'm not sure what somebody is gonna push them, be it Miss Kang and her people or the police, because the
right.
police not just gonna let them walk away. Sorry.
Well, the only reason I can see that happening is because I think that conversation with that higher up was telling. This dude is on his own to some degree. And I'm not saying that he's a softie, but I feel like it's going to be the bad guys who put them in a chokehold. I don't think it's going to be the cops. I think the cops have been threatening, and that's what got them to this point. But the cops are not going to kill the friend or even threaten the friend
No,
like
not
that.
that's not what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is somebody may get arrested because he doesn't continue on. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? Because he had charges for everybody. I'm just hoping they don't go with the killing route because I don't know. I don't feel that happening in this movie, but we'll see. I don't know.
okay.
But I do hear you on something. Some other shoe has to drop. Something major is going to happen. Otherwise, this won't make sense. At this
I
point, he
def
can't just leave. Otherwise, the movie ends.
right. I think that key matters. I think that if they're going in using the key, that dude is gonna get caught. I really think old girl set him up, and then he's gonna realize, oh snap! Like I feel it's a domino. Like something's gonna
Yeah,
happen with old girl. he's gonna get caught. I feel like he's the center of that, regardless of whether he gets killed or just caught, and then that's gonna
I
spurn the
agree.
rest of them on. So yeah, anyway, we'll see. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. This is a watch party. This is a place so we can talk. Side note, Kazekia means too many different cuss words. Like I hear it all the time, but then the words are always different. So I'm laughing because I'm like, every time somebody says Kazekia, there's a different cuss word associated with it. So I'm like, do they change it based upon how it's used in the sentence? But it's always at the end, Kazekia, and it's a different cuss word each time.
Girl, that's their version of fuck.
It just cracks me up how it translates though.
Right.
Kamanaja doesn't mean forget it. It means let's stop here. So those four are the idiots because they want to keep going.
Can you pause it real quick? So I'm sure they'll give us the answer eventually, but he was talking to old dude. He was like, when you're driving, where are you looking?
Mm-hmm.
And I assume he's saying ahead. You're looking ahead. You're not looking at what's around you or something like that. But I'm trying to understand because maybe they got nothing to lose. Like, even ladies, man, why he's so ferocious? Like his life wasn't bad before that all went down. It looks like the cop is about to give them an out. I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Because if the cop is saying your job is done here, because he comes in with, oh, we should go with the leisure, right? And he's like, no, your job is done. You've done what you needed to do. Did you talk to Don Wook? Don Wook told y'all basically it was too dangerous. We out. The cop is saying he right, y'all. It's too much for y'all. Y'all not police. Let's be out now. Here they are talking about you don't have anybody else to do it, so just tell us what to do. What? No, go sit down.
It doesn't even sound like it's a function of the money because they're not really getting the
No,
money.
no.
This is where the movie doesn't make sense to me. So,
And the same applies because I even feel like, do you remember how old girl gave them that apartment? We ain't seen them in that apartment yet.
yeah,
They
that's
still live
weird.
with their old dude. So I'm like, what are we doing? Like, do y'all? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we gotta watch and then get to the end to be able to go, oh, they fucked up, or oh, oh, now it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But like, if it doesn't completely make sense, this is the place that will take a movie that could have been an A, it definitely takes it down to a B.
Yes.
And if it doesn't end well, then to me, that brings it down to a C.
I'm totally agreeing with you. It drops points if they can't make it make sense and if they can't end it well.
Right, because stylization only goes so far. It being set in the 80s, the clothes that they're wearing, the music they're listening to, those are all good points for whomever thought out the concept. But one of my pet peeves is when there's a lack of logic and continuity, not on the level that you're on, where you're like, it's hard for you to suspend disbelief, but like you expect the characters to be consistent. Even if there's
Right.
growth, you expect them to be somewhat to flow a particular way. And so what we're seeing now are characters who they weren't doing it because they had a love for God and country. It's not even they were trying to get out of their circumstance. They weren't running around saying we want to be rich. We want to be rich bitches. No, they were doing it because they wanted the freedom to move, to leave the country. I don't actually know why the sister is doing it. I mean, they have records, but I don't understand. Maybe there's something we're missing culturally and historically. Like maybe their records were such that they can't do more than where they are, or maybe the subtext is that where they are is where they're going to be unless something major changes. Maybe that's what's going on, and we just don't, or I don't understand that.
I don't. I'm going to say one of the things I caught at the beginning was when they showed us the area being torn down and they talked about the Olympics. So it told me something major changed in Korea when the Olympics came there because maybe they tried to clean it up and make it look present it a certain way, the higher ups to the world. And in reality, that's not what was really going on. And these are the people who dealt with the reality of stuff. But
Right.
again, that was just me reading a whole lot in from that, few little seconds.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
She is the chink in the armor.
Girl, she gonna slap her with that hand. She gonna snap it with that hand. That's why she made it.
Made it ice cold.
Oh, girl, I was expecting something else. I was like, is she about to do some straight pimp move? Can you pause for a second?
I did.
Okay. I don't like that that's the way they found out that they were working with the cop. It came out of nowhere.
And it was kind of like, come on, how the hell you, like, where did you put the recording device to catch that conversation? Because that was a conversation he had in his room when he was packing. So you planted a bug and we just didn't know it. Like, come on, man. I agree. They could have used a better lead way into them finding out they had been tripping.
Right.
It could have
Right.
been Miss Kim. Miss Kim could have told them because he slept with her.
And we don't know if Miss Kim is gonna come into play, but if she doesn't, then that means their whole little tete-a-tete, their whole little affair was just for a key. And I'm like, come on now. You could have done better than that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start again.
Okay. Is that the prosecutor's office?
Oh yes. No, the prosecutor isn't fake.
I don't know. I don't know. He needs to just leave. Don't try to go be an investigator. And that's when he gets caught.
Girl, I thought that was his friend for a second.
I thought it was Prosecutor On.
We don't know that yet. Girl, who is that?
He one of the prosecutors.
He got that key.
Oh, it is him, girl.
Girl, no. Go. You, dude, this a wrong time for you to. That's a wrong time for you to be limping. Right, got him. Knew it.
All right. Well, the friend is gonna die. Okay. Oh shit! They burnt their place.
I know this sounds crazy, but that makes sense because that was so bright and beautiful and nice, and they had it so set up for themselves that it makes sense that the flip side is everything is burnt and is gray.
Yeah, yeah. They pinned his death on them.
That was their true purpose. They weren't there to drive cars, they were there to be framed. Because why they put all that stuff in her house like that? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so he's part of it. It's the wrong dude to give that to. He looks his cutest at that very moment in the movie. Not before that. He was just okay. Good for him. The car looking all yellow and bright as hell in the dark.
What the fuck are the three of them gonna do? He has a fucking 6-shooter. Please stop. Why is he shooting all these shots?
That's why you don't have spoilers on your car. They ugly and they will get you caught up.
True that, and they doing way too much up in the air.
How's he think he gonna live doing that?
Again, I said they doing too much up in the air. I'm not understanding. My suspension has died.
Girl, yes. It does remind me of Fast and Furious. Because I don't know if you saw the last one, but it was in the air. They went into space, girl. They went into space. They just taking
Girl,
it to the next level.
I simply stopped watching after the third one. I ain't see no more after that. Ah, okay. They had a plan. It was a dumbass plan, but they had a plan.
Sir, do what you gotta do. If you thought he was dead, Tweedledum, Tweedledee, and whatever this dude is in the middle.
Well, unless they have some kind of epilogue, I'm gonna just let it play. Oh, and here we go.
Thank you so much for listening to Black Girl Soul. We enjoyed having you, and please subscribe, like, and follow our Facebook page, YouTube channel, Twitter page, Instagram page,